Ashley, you can do one. Brennan, you can do one. Emily, you can do one. And Eli, you can do one. While they are doing the problems on the board, are you guys ready to start our multiplication review?
Yes.
Shall I start with 12s or 2s?
12.
All right, here we go. Give me a drum roll. And our 12s. Abigail, can you do your 12s? Here we go.
12, 24, 36, 48, 67, 284, 96, 108. You're doing really good. 121, 132, 144.
Yay! Very good, Abigail. I'm out of our treat bucket, but we'll give them after lunch, okay? 11s, give me a drum roll. Tyler, do you know your 11s? Let's do it.
11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, 110, 121, 131.
102. Yay! Very good.
Drum roll.
Here we go. Remember, everybody that's counted on gets them. Everyone in the class gets a treat. Lainey, do you know your 10s?
Yeah.
Everybody knows
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120.
Perfect. Let's give her a hand. And a drum roll. Who gets their 9s? Addie.
9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90, 99, 100, 108,
I love it. Give her a 10-finger woo. All right, and here we go. Our 8s. Drum roll. Brandon, do you know? Oh, Brandon's not in here right now. Okay. Sean.
32, 48, 56, 64, 72, 88, 96, 97, 88,
Very good. Give him a snap. All right, 7s. We haven't had anybody mess up yet. That means we're all going to get a treat. Keep going. Matilda, your 7s. Very good. Give her a 10-finger woo. All right, here we go. Our 6s. Eli.
6, 12, 24, yeehaw! 30, 36, 42, yeehaw! 48, 54, now I will sing some more. 60, 66, 72, yeehaw!
Excellent. Give him a woo-woo. Woo-woo. Here we go. We're on our 5s. Luca, can you do your 5s?
5 and 15, 5 and 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40,
10-finger woo. 4s. A quiet drum roll. Alicia, can you do your 4s? Here we go.
4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. Now I'm still on 4s. I'm so smart, I'm so good, I can tell you more.
Yeah, give her a hand. And a quiet drum roll. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. We are on our 3s. And today's absent today. We are on our 3s. Emily.
3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 82, 124, 27, 30. Now I have 7 like these, 33, 6.
Perfect. 10-finger woo. And our last one. Let's give you a big drum roll. Michael, can you do your 2s?
2, 4,
And we'll give you 2 more. 20 and 24. Very good, Michael. Good job. Everybody give him a hand. Since everybody that got called on today knew their fact that they got called, that means after lunch, everybody gets a treat. Yay for you all. Give yourself a pat on the back. Okay. ready to do our spiral review. Number 1, it says list the factors of 20. Who did number 1?
Me.
Ashley, what are factors?
Factors is like the one that you multiply to get that product.
Oh, I love that. I love that you use product. I love that you used our vocabulary. So Ashley's saying factors are numbers that you multiply to get a product. So we wanted to know what the factors of 20 were, and she listed 1 and 20, because you always list that first, 4 and 5, and said it was composite. What makes it composite, Ashley?
We're having one or more factors than one itself.
It has more factors than one in itself. How do you remember that? How do you remember the difference between prime and composite?
Composite has more than one in itself, and then composite has one in itself.
All right, who can tell me maybe a chart or a way of thinking that we've had? That's an excellent description, Ashley. Ava,
There's a chart on it.
there's a chart on the wall. What do we remember about prime numbers, Brennan?
How a primer?
Brennan, I love it. Brennan? It's like a private party. There's just two people, one person in it itself and one other person. And what are they eating?
Primary.
And then if it's a composite, they have lots of company. And they're watching football and they're eating pizza and chips and salsa. And you've got way more, right? Okay. Can anybody make a suggestion that what could make this one? Maybe we left one thing out. We have 1, 20, 4, 5. Sean? 10. What is 10 and what other factor? 2. Very good. So let's add 10 and 2. And remember, if your number is even, it's always divisible by 2. If it's an even number, you know that 2 and another factor are going to go in there. Check it or correct it. Either check it or correct it with your red pen so that you know for the quiz tomorrow, oops, I forgot to do my 2 here, or I forgot to circle composite. Who did the next one? Who did number 2? Eli, we haven't done this yet in 4th grade. This is a 3rd grade question that we're reviewing. It says, what is the perimeter? How do you find the perimeter of a figure, Eli?
You add all the length.
You add all sides. So what he did was he took 6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1, and he added them up vertically. Let's see if we agree. 6 plus 4 is? 2 more makes.
12.
3 more makes.
15.
4 more makes.
19.
And 1 more makes.
20.
And so what is the perimeter?
I didn't even get that in it. I just
20 centimeters. Can we just write 20? It could be 20 donuts, 20 feet,
It could be
$20. We have to put that centimeters. We have to put our unit of measure there. Okay, who did number 3?
Well, at least I got it right.
I love it. Who did number 3?
I'm not
Number
sure.
3.
Brennan, did you do number 3?
I think.
Okay, so number 3 is a fraction question. Are these fractions equivalent? Yes or no? First of all, we got to know what equivalent means. Brennan, what does equivalent mean? Equal. It's got the word equal right there in it. So we wanted to know if they were equal. Brennan, if you had to label the parts of this fraction, how many parts is this circle divided into?
1/4.
Each of them represent 1/4. It has 4 parts, and each of them represent an equal part. They're 1/4. What's this fraction divided into?
1/5.
What's it divided into? 8. There's 8 equal parts.
2 more.
And how many of them are shaded, Brennan? 2. So is 2 eighths equal to 1/4? And Brennan put yes. Do you agree or disagree? I agree. Can we look at that and tell that those are the exact same sizes?
What you just had to do is cut in between.
Or you could, yeah, very good. You could go like this and say, yep, that's the same thing. Awesome.
Besides, it's 4 and then 8 on the other side.
Or if you were doing it the other side, you could say 1/4 is equal to 2 eighths. I know this because if you do the same thing to your numerator that you do to your denominator, they're equal. What do we have to do to 4 in order to get 8?
4 times 2.
4 times 2. So what do we have to do to that numerator?
You got 2.
Multiply it by
2.
and 1 times 2. So we know that because we did the exact same thing to our numerator and denominator that those are equal fractions. All right, last one. Who did number 4? Emily? 10,000 divided by 1,000. So how did you do that?
Well, I knew that 1 times 1 equals 1, so 1 divided by 1 equals 1.
Okay. Okay, so what was your answer?
10.
10. How many agreed? How many used another strategy to figure that out? What did you do, Luca?
I marked out all the zeros of the 1,000.
1, 2, 3.
Then marked out the same number of
1, 2, 3. And what did you have left?
I got 2.
So we used different strategies, but did we both get the right answer?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what strategy we use as long as we're prepared. Okay, put this in your folder. You have a quiz over this tomorrow. And then I want you to get out your Go Math. Oh, science question. We'll get to that. We'll do that during science.
Oh, okay.
Okay, get out your Go Math Common Assessment Review. Turn to page 193. Question 15. We're going to pick up right where we left off yesterday. Ashley, will you erase the board for me? Okay, when you're ready to go, give me a thumbs up. That means you've got your Go Math in front of you. You're on page 15, or on number 15, where we left off yesterday. Awesome. We're going to go ahead and get started. A few of you are going to catch up. Okay, here we go. Charlie, in your best teacher voice, read this problem for us.
A farmer planted 42 rows of tomatoes with 13 plants in each row. How many tomato plants did the farmer grow?
Okay, and then on this one, they already even have the math set up for you. They don't do that a lot, do they? But they already set up your problem for you. How did they set it up, Nathan?
They set up the problem.
Uh-huh.
They did 42 times 13.
42 times 13. I'm going to write that right here. And then we're going to turn this off for a minute, and we're going to talk about all of the strategies that we have to do multiplication when we have 2 digits times 2 digits, okay? So I want you to talk over at your table all of the different ways that we have been doing that these past few weeks.
We can do 2 times 3 equals 6, then 4 times 3 equals 12. Our first partial product is 126. Mark out a 3 and then put down our 0 for the 10. And then you do 2 times 1 equals 2. 4 times 1 equals 4. That's it, 420.
When you've come up with 3 different ways, give me a thumbs up.
Grouping, I think
3 different ways that we have done
You think
2 digit by 2 digit.
Let's see. So, what do you think? Hey, I'll be here. So you do distribute. Who'll do? Wait, I'll do.
And do regrouping. Regrouping. That's kind of the one that everybody tends to like to be.
And you do distribute. What one did that you want to do? And let's see if we get the same answer. So 2 times 3.
And then what about the one where we have
And then we have the one where you take the ones.
that one's the one that you don't like? Hocus pocus!
Everybody focus!
All eyes should be on Miss Dodson. Raise your hand if you can tell me one way that we can do 47 times 13. Great. With regrouping. That seems to be everybody's most favorite way.
Yep.
So on this one right here, I'm going to write regrouping. Because that's one of our strategies, yes?
Yes.
You just line it up, and people like this way because they say, that's the way my mommy and daddy can help me, right? That's the way we learned to do it, so all us old people, we know how to do it that way. Tell me another way that we've been doing it. Charlie? Distributed property. Well, what do we do when we use the distributed property? What do we do?
Break it apart.
What's a song that we have to remember the distributed property? Are you ready? It is.
Distributive and you know it, break it apart. If it's distributive and you know it, break it apart.
break that apart. We can call it the box method, the distributive property method,
Whatever you want to call it.
as long as you're doing it, right? So I'm going to put distributive property, and then under that I'm going to write box method. That's when we draw the box for how we break them up, and we're going to do an example of that. If you've forgotten, that's okay. We're going to go over them today. Can anybody tell me one more way? This seemed to be the one that people liked the least because you had a bunch of numbers and they got confused. Sean? Partial products. When you have those 4 partial products lined up. So I'm going to put partial products. What does the word partial even mean, Sean? Part. And that word's right in there, isn't it? Partial products. All right, so how should we start out doing 42 times 13? How about we do this? How about on your dry erase table, your group pick one of these methods and do the problem 42 times 13. 42 times 13 on your dry erase table using your favorite strategy. And I need to hear lots of math talk. Class.
Yes.
What kind of math talk am I going to hear during this?
A lot.
Give me an example.
Multiplication.
Oh, I may hear multiplication songs. What else may I hear?
Math talk.
What strategy are we going to use? What's your favorite? How'd you get that answer?
Pep talk.
Pep talk. You can do this. Come on, you know this answer. All right, I'm going to give you 2 minutes.
What I want to do is, hang on. What I want to do is like little rocks.
All for it. All for it.
So, what do you want to do, Josh?
Okay, which one are you guys going to do?
I want to do the box one.
How about we do it with the box method and then check it with regrouping? That way we've used 2 strategies. So Ashley, why don't you start us off with the box method? And let's kind of talk to her as she does it, and then she can talk you guys through the regrouping method. Okay, and what problem are we doing?
We are doing
42.
42, so I'm going to break apart 42, 40 there, and 2 there.
Excellent. Do you guys agree? Okay. And then what's our other number?
Our number 13, I'm going to break it apart to 13 and 3. I'm going to put 3 on the side and 10 on the side up there, and then 3 on the bottom.
Okay, now what do you do to work this problem out?
I multiply 2 and 6.
2 and
3.
okay, what you had the product. What's the product?
6.
Does it matter which box you fill up first?
No.
No, not at all. Okay, what other box are you going to do?
I'm going to do the 2 and the 10, and that would be, so if you multiply that, that would be 2, and then you get that 0.
Okay, so, okay, you can use hers and I'll go get another one. Put it right there. And then you guys fill out your boxes while you're going. Alright, now what's our next box going to be, Ashley?
Our next box is going to be, I'm going to do 3 and 40.
Okay.
3 and 40, 1200.
Or 12 with a, show me how you would do that. You would do 3 times 4 is?
3 times 40 times 3. I'm going to do 3 and 4 is 12, and then bring the 0 down.
Okay, so what's your answer that you're going to put there?
I'm going to put 120.
Okay, now you just need one more product. What product do you have left to do?
I got 40 and 10.
40 times 10. How are you going to figure that out?
I'm going to come over here, put 40 times 10, and then I'm going to multiply, and anything times 1 is itself.
Okay.
And then, so I'm going to bring the 4 down, and then add 2 zeros.
So you've got 4 times 1 and then 2 zeros. So what's your partial product there?
400.
Now, this one's more of a mental math thing for the ones with zeros, isn't it? Sometimes you don't even have to write those, do you? All right, so now what do? We've got 4 partial products. What are we going to do? You're going to do what? Add them. All right, so I want you guys to add those and see what you come up with the product, and I'll be back. When I come back, I want Ashley to leave her box method, and I want you guys to do regrouping, and Ashley work with them and see if you get the same product with both answers, okay? What method did you guys try?
It don't matter if it's hours instead of 40.
Would be a great way. Yeah, if you've got the same product, then you kind of know you're on the right track.
He's doing a different strategy, but you got some.
I'm double checking. Okay, 3 times, look, 3 times, 2 times 3. I have videos
And see if you get the same product. You're doing the box method here? Okay. And just see if we do use different strategies, do we still get the same product? Okay.
Now let's do this. What should we break down? Wait, look at Hey guys, what should we break down?
Redirection. I love it. Look at this box strategy. You knew that was distributive because what do you do with distributive property? What are you doing? You're breaking apart your factors. And when you did that, you got this. So here's what I want you to do. I want you guys to look at this, and all of you use the same strategy, right? I want you to talk about one other strategy. Now I want you to either use the partial products or the regrouping and see if you get the same product if you do it that way. No, leave it there so you'll know what to go by. And maybe right beside it, write it the regrouping way and see if you can talk yourselves through it to come up with the same answer, okay?
Alright guys, let's do regrouping. Alright, so 42 times 13 2 times 3 is 6. 4 times 3
I'm triple checking. Anyone has done this with every strategy we have.
And then 4 times 3.
Strategy you use, are you getting the same product? That should make you feel very confident about your answer, yes? See now, they can put things complete with just one way. Eli did this every way he could and got the same product. That's pretty awesome. Which way do you prefer? Did you just talk with somebody? Who did you talk with?
1, 2. So do you guys know?
So which strategy was your favorite?
Break down 13, but
You like to regroup? Do you think that maybe the regrouping strategy? Do you like partial products? What's your favorite? I was going to read Why don't you try the box and partial products just to see if you get the same answer? Oh, you already did. Awesome.
I already did it on the paper.
Brent says it's time to work. It's time to work. Okay, so we have all these different methods. Who feels confident enough?
Can we do as a group?
Hang on. Who feels confident enough to tell me what the product is and you know 100% that you are correct? Who feels that confident? Josh, what product did your table get? 546. If your table got the product of 546, give me a thumbs up. That should make us feel pretty good.
Yeah.
If everyone in the class got the same product, we should feel pretty good about it, right?
Yeah.
So now what I want you to do is on number 15, on your paper, I want you to write the product there, and I want you to go to the side and use your method, because this is going to be your study guide tonight. So I want you to use your favorite method to the side and show how you got your answer, yes? And if you've already put it on your paper or put both of them, that's great. Would anybody like to come up and make a poster of this for the distributive property? Ashley, I'm going to let your table do that. Would anybody like to do the regrouping chart? Oh gosh, I'm feeling very, very pressured. Skylar's table. You want to do the regrouping one? Does anyone feel to do the partial product? All right, go on, girls. Now, while they're doing that, you guys do number 15. And if you have some extra time, look ahead at the next problem. Okay. Would you like me to move this to your table so you can do it at your table? Why don't you go back here to this table?
So you have to add it. You do 6. No, don't tell them. You can do it. Man. No, that's yours. Miss Dawson?
Yes.
We messed up.
Well, that happens. Are we going to worry about it? Tell me how you messed up.
He put 5 on it.
Oh, well, then here's what we'll do. Let me see your marker. We love math. We can draw hard.
I'm doing the bubbles. Let's do this 10.
We could draw hard here above our product because everybody makes mistakes. Yes, you can move on to number 16 and do it. That way you guys can lead on the next one. I'm glad that you asked permission first. Now, put your product there. Okay, if you're back at your table, erase your table, put your markers back in the container, and look at number 16 as a table. As a group, look at number 16. Okay, 25 times 18 and mark all that apply. So do you think maybe the different strategies are going to be in here? So talk about each of them and see if you agree or disagree on it. This is the one that we're going to have to go down here and work. So you take the very first box and let's let Eli read it out loud and say if we think that's a way to show it or not. Ready? Go.
20 times 10 plus 20 times 8 plus 5 times 10 plus 5 times 8.
All right, so let's see. They took 20 times 10. And then, okay, that part could work. Then they took 20 times 8. Then they took 5 times 10. And then they took 5 times 8. What strategy is that when you have 4 different partial products? You have 4 different partial products. Well, they didn't really break apart their fact. Yeah, they kind of did. But it's more of a partial product. Okay, Nathan, read the next one.
Which one are we doing? 25, 16?
I don't think that'll work.
No, I don't see anywhere that. Do you see a 25 times 20 in there anywhere? Well, we want to double check those. I mean, we kind of already know this is wrong, but what's next? 25 times 5 is 25 times 10, then 25 times. Do you think this one works? No, not at all. Yeah, they took one factor and multiplied it by every other
I
factor.
know that is 25 times 8 in the first place.
Yeah. Okay, let's take the next one. Sean, read the next one. 20 times 18 plus 5 times 10 and 5 times 8. Yeah, they just, what they do, they broke apart their what? And their. So what form of strategy is this? Distributive, because they're breaking that apart. So do we think that third one could work? Okay, I'm going to let you guys do the next two together as a group, okay?
We forgot that our answers have 25 times 10.
So, but we just choose two. Ohio. Sydney, all that applies. So we got all of them that apply. Great job. Great.
There's one skip. 10 is 8. One skip. 25. 8 is 10. I mean, it's 1, so this is wrong.
Yeah, see, I told you it's wrong.
So it's wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Then 25 times 20. That's
25 times
25 times 5. That's wrong. That's wrong. 25 times 10. No, 20 times 18. That's wrong.
You kind of eliminated that one quickly.
No, wrong. The third one's wrong. 25 times 10 and 25 times 8. Actually, I think the 20 times 18, yeah. 5 times. It's 25 times 10, yeah. No. So 25 times 10. Oh, 25 times 10, yeah. And then 25 times 10. Yeah, 25 times 10 and 25 times 8. Yeah. Then 25 times 20, 20 and 20. No.
Class. I want to give you a little hint. When you have one of these problems, how many choices do you have down through here?
5.
There are 5 choices. So you know that when you're taking an assessment, how many minimal points is this going to be worth?
5.
So are we going to want to rush through this?
No.
So, something we could do. What is the actual math problem, Brendan, that they have for you there? What is the actual math problem that we have for number 15? What is this problem?
20 times 18.
25 times 18. So something that you could do, just because you always have plenty of time, yes?
Yeah.
So you have 25, you can just leave it back there for me, times 18. You could take your favorite strategy, figure out what the product is, and then do each of those 5 and see if your products match up.
Okay.
That would be a great way to find out if those work, wouldn't it? So why don't you do that now with your table? Find out what the actual product is and then see if each choice has the same product. Already did that. I love it. Number 16.
And then 18. That point we already know. Times 18. 8 times 5 equals 47. Yeah. So put down 0. Put down 0, carrier 4. 2 times 8 is 16. 4 23. 5, 8, 16, 20, 32. Come down and basically put a 0. Yeah. 2 times 8 is 16. So what 160? Now 2 times 5. Okay, so we're going to 2 times 5. Okay, yeah. Okay, I gave it 25 How did you get 10 is 200?
Okay, we're going to take 1 minute and then we're going to see as a class if we agree on the choices.
Now we add
1 minute and then we'll see. Is anybody already finished?
We're almost.
Almost finished. Okay.
What's 8 Yes. So you
Should we do this one together? Okay. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Okay, here we go. Our actual problem here. Let's look at our actual problem. Our actual problem says select another way to show 25 times 18. Mark all that apply. And we decided that there were 5 choices, so this was a problem that we're not just going to want to guess. We're going to want to work through it and see how we do with it. So, did anybody find the actual product of 25 times 13? Skylar, what did your table get?
But I got 450.
What did you get, Nathan?
450.
What did you get, Gray? So can we feel pretty good that the product of 25 times 18 is 450? Did everybody get that?
No.
You guys didn't get that? Okay. All right, so let's look right here, Ashley. What's your favorite strategy to figure out? Oh, class.
Yes.
So Ashley says her favorite strategy is the box method using the distributive property. So Ashley, I want to show you real quick. How would we break 25 apart?
We would break 25 apart by 25.
Okay. And how would we break 18 apart?
You would break it apart 10 and 8. Because that 10 plus 8 equals 18.
Awesome. So what's the first partial product I would have, Ashley? What is 20 times 10?
We have 10, 200.
So I just do 2 times 1 and add 2 zeros. All right. What is my partial product, Abigail, for 5 times 10? What is it? 50. And there's all kinds of ways we can do that. We can count by our 5s, we can count by our 10s, or we can say 1 times 5 is 5 and add 1 0, because we know that anything times 10 is just that number with a 0. All right, here we go. Our next partial product, 20 times 8. How would I figure that out, Luca? 20 times 8.
2 times 8 is 16, but that's 0.
All right, does everybody agree with that partial product?
Yes.
All right, Gabe, what about here at the end? 5 times 8, what's that? Now, I have 4 partial products in my box. How do I figure out what the actual product is, Emily? I'm going to add all of my partial products. I'm going to take 200 plus 50 plus 160 plus 40. What is very important when I'm writing down my partial products, Charlie? I have to keep my place value in line. So I get 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0.
It's 0.
That one was pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
0 plus 5 is?
5.
Add 6 and you get?
11.
Add 4 more and you get? 15. You put down your,
5 for your 1.
okay? And then 2 plus 1 is?
3. Add 1 more 1 and that's 4.
4. So what did you get, Ashley?
I got 450.
So what did everybody in here get for the product of 25 times 18?
450.
So now what we need to do, Ashley, is we're going to look right here and we're going to find out if these things, when we multiply them, equal what?
The same as the 450.
450. So I'm going to look right here. 25 times 18 is the number that I'm working on. And the first one says 20 times 10. So it looks like they took 20 times 10.
And left out the 5
Boys.
and the 0.
We are back to whole group now. Then they're adding 20 times 8. And then 5 times 10 and 5 times 8. That kind of sounds like they're doing partial products, doesn't
They
it?
are.
So we could do this real quick. What is 20 times 10?
20 times 10 is 200.
What's 20 times 8?
20 times 8 is 16. Add 0. That would be 160.
Good. What is 5 times 10, Skylar?
5 times 10 is 50.
And what is 5 times 8, Alicia? 40. Well, wait a minute. Is this the exact same products that we had here?
Yeah.
So is that choice correct?
Yes.
All right, so we can mark that as a correct choice. And I have talking coming from table 4 that needs to stop. Okay, next, 25 times 20. How would you get that out of this product? You can't, can you? We don't even have 20 in our second factor, do we? So that in itself right there, 25 times 20 is automatically going to be worth more than your whole entire product, isn't it? So if we just did 25 times 20, who can tell me what 25 times 2 is? Tyler? Times 2, Matilda? 50. So we just do and add a 0. Well, we already in this one partial product had a bigger partial product than our whole product. So is that one going to work?
No.
No, we know this one doesn't work. All right, next. What is 20 times 18, Lainey? How could we figure that out? 18 times 2 and add a 0. What is 8 times 2? 16, put down your 6, carry your 1. What's 2 times 1? And add 1 more equals. And then when we add a 0, because we had a 20, what's our partial product there? 360 plus, Ashley, what's 5 times 10?
5 times 10 is 50.
Alright. And Abigail, what's 5 times 8? 40. So what do I do with these 3 partial products?
You add them.
I add them. Well, what's 50 plus 40?
50 plus 40 is
90. So I can do this real quick. 9 plus 6, 15, carry your 1. What did I get? 450. Is that the same product? Yeah. So what they did there is they just took their 20 and divided it 20 and multiplied that all by 18 and 5 by 10 and 5 by 8. So they took their 20 and divided and multiplied it, then their 5 and multiplied it. What do you call that when you break up your factor? Okay. We have one more here. We should be able to do this one. We have 2 more. We do have 2 more. Thank you. All right. So we have 25 times 10 and 25 times 8. Well, wait a minute. 25, and then they did what to the 18? Broke it apart. So is that one correct? Yes, they did one whole factor and just use the distributive property for the other factor. And we could double check it. 25 times 10, anything times 10 is just that number with a 0. And now for 25 times 8. Who can tell me what 8 times 5 is? Alicia?
40.
40. I put down my 0 and carry my 4. And then 2 times 8 is, and 4 more make
20.
very good. 20. So I've got 250 plus 200. Well, what does that equal?
450.
450. So I've double and triple checked my answer. I can feel very confident in that. Brendan, what's my last choice there? My last choice that I have to decide if I want to bubble it in. 25 times 20 plus 25 times 5. How do we know this is or isn't the right answer? Ava?
It's not because 25 and 20, you don't have two 20s.
You don't have two 20s in your factor. There's no way to break apart 25 and 18 and get two separate 20s, is there? All right, so was that a hard problem? Did it take a lot of brain power?
Yeah.
Did it?
No.
Or did it just take some time?
Take some time.
Is there anything on there that you don't already know?
No.
No? Do you have the capacity to do that if you take your time? That means does your brain already know all the steps to do that? Yeah. Have you been taught how to multiply? Have you been taught how to add?
Yes.
Have you been taught how to bubble in circles?
Yeah.
Can you do that problem?
Yeah. And I learned how to read some.
Oh, I'm very glad I was disappointed in that issue. Okay, so now, what number are we on, Matilda? 17. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick up a colored pen at your table. If there are 3 people at your table, you're going to do this all together. Okay, I meant to say a colored pencil, not a colored pen. I'm sorry. So I want you to get with one person, your shoulder part, table 4. I want you to get with one person at your table, your shoulder partner, and I want you, yes I will. Oh class.
Oh, yes.
I will sharpen them as soon as I give directions. If you have a colored pencil that needs sharpened, once I give directions and I get everybody started, I will sharpen them. We're going to do number 17 with a partner, and the reason we're using colored pencils is I want to be able to see what each person worked and added to it, okay? So we're going to work out number 17. Both people are going to write together. Both people are going to read and work it out together. Ashley, I'll be your partner. Josh and Abigail, you be partners. Luke, I want your whole table to do it together. Everybody else do it as partners. Yes, you may. All right, you may begin. If you need a pencil sharpened, bring it to me quickly.
Right, yeah, you know.
Now I know. We're gonna take 65 and Jane. 65. And let's show our work. We can show, how about we show it out here and then it says like show your work, but we can also like put our, because we're looking for answers. So let's do it out here. What do you want? How about you put in your box? And then we'll both check our answers. And then 5 times 5 is 25. We'll both check our answers. You have to do 65. 5 times 5 is 30. Wait, you gotta carry it 3. You're good. No.
Carl runs 15 sprints. Each sprint is 65 meters. How many meters does Carl run? Show your work. Okay. Wait.
we can do, it says how many. Wait. Do we have to do our box? It doesn't tell us.
Okay, Lainey and Alicia, go ahead and write this problem on the board and let's see if we understand.
Wait, what? I really can't see this.
You did. Okay, you got your box method on here, but you've got 6 times 10 is 3. No, it's not. Alright, so you got 60 here and 5 here. And you've got 10 here and 15 here, right? What's 60 times 10?
60 times 10 is 600.
Okay, what's 5 times 10?
5 times 10 is 50.
What's 6 times 5?
6 times 5 is 30.
And add a
0.
And then what's 5 times 5?
5. Yeah, they know.
Michael.
You want us to do a normal pencil?
That works. Alright, so now you have 600 plus 300. What's that equal?
600 plus 300 equals 900.
Okay, and then you have 50 plus 25. Do you know what that equals?
50 plus 25, that would be 75.
75. So what's 900 plus 75?
900 plus
975. So that's what you got for your product. What did I get for my product?
975.
Did we get the right thing? But word problems need word answers. So how could you use your regular pencil and write a distinguished answer right there?
I would write
So the question was, how many meters does Terrell run? So what's our first word we're going to write?
Terrell runs 975 miles.
Not miles. What's he run?
Meters.
Very good. I'm proud of you, Ashley. That was good. You write that down. I'm going to check on everybody else, okay? Oh, well, we might have made a little mistake. So if you're doing 65 times 15, were you doing the box method or regrouping? How were you doing? Okay, tell me what your first step would be then if you did that. Okay. But you gotta add 1 0 because that's 60. Okay.
At least I didn't hit that. 5 plus 1 is 5.
That's 5 times, yeah, okay, 50. Alright.
5 times 5 is 2.
5 times 5? There you go. You already covered. That's easy to do, isn't it, Brandon? All in? Okay. So Terrell runs 15 sprints. Each sprint is 65 meters. How many meters does Terrell run? Show your work. What were the key words in this sentence that let us know what we had to do? Cadence, tell me one thing that you underlined that you knew was important information here.
I underlined 30, 600.
In your problem, what did you underline?
65 meters and 15 sprints. And then I underlined how many meters does Terrell run.
Okay. Is there another word in there that lets us know what operation we're going to use? Adding each. When we see the word each, what do we pretty much know we're going to be doing?
Multiply.
We're going to multiply. So what was our actual math problem, Tyler? 15 times 65. Okay, the people that did it on the board here did multiplication with regrouping. Did anybody do, I know Brandon did partial products. Ashley did the box method. I was her partner. And so she did the box method, I did regrouping, but we got the same answer, so we felt comfortable with it. So, what is the main thing after you do your math to remember remember on these word problems? Raise your hand if you can tell me what I'm going to expect. Because if you just write down 975, do you get it right?
No.
Well, you've got some points there.
You got it partially.
Abigail, what else do you have to remember?
You always have to play it live.
Remember,
Word problems need word answers. So it says Terrell ran 975 meters. It starts with a capital letter. It ends with a period. When we're doing any kind of short answer in math or reading, we have a strategy. What is our strategy that we can use? We use it in reading. We use it in math, so we don't have to get confused. Eli, what is it?
distributive.
In math and reading, what's our strategy when we've got a short answer or an open response?
Wrap.
We wrap. R,
To the A, to the B, to the B.
participate.
R, to the A, to the B, to the B.
What do? We
Restate
the question, answer the question. Prove you're right, show what you know. Don't pull it from your head. Get it from the text. Proofread and edit. Proofread and edit. Wrap. Okay. In reading, we know that pulling it from the text, we know what that means. But what does prove you're right mean in math, Brennan? Show your work. Because sometimes showing your work can get you some points if you make a silly mistake, can't it? All right, what I want you to do on number 18 and 19, I want you to do those independently. That means completely by yourself. And when you're finished, let's just do 18 first. When you're finished with 18, you know your answer's distinguished. I want you to stand up with your hand up. You're going to stand up, hand up, chair, pair up, and you're going to do talking TP. Yes, Grace. I'll come back in. Yes. Did you get the right answer? Okay, you're good, Ashley. Okay, so what are we doing right now? Who can give me the directions? Nathan is working hard. Nathan, what were my directions?
Directions are do by yourself.
Do it by yourself. What number are we doing? 18. There should be no talking, and when you're completely finished, raise your hand up, stand up, pair up, and do talking TP. Hey, what do you do if you pair up and you don't agree?
We double check.
Double check.
I'm actually able to select star or
Okay,
it's
I'm with Ashley. Yes. What'd you get?
3,330.
3,330 what?
New
No.
is 35 plus 2 more.
And how many new seats were there? How many?
There were 15.
And we had 13 rows with
Oh,
five,
15.
with 5 in each row. So how many seats? We had to multiply to find it. How many seats were there? 45. And what's the total cost?
3,330.
And you're going to write that down there, and then you're going to stand up, put your hand up, and see if anybody got the same thing that you did.
So write down the.
Write down your answer. Make it distinguished.
So 70. Hi. And I got 3,330.
Some word problems need, and you don't have any words.
I'm just gonna try in a hand.
Okay. I agree.
And I got
But nobody can tell you how? Well, let's see if we can figure it out. I love your poem.
I give up. I really don't care.
Oh, class.
Oh, yes, yes.
Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. Now, we should be right in our seat. Our eyes and ears should be on Miss Dotson, and we should be ready to go over this. Eli, that's not appropriate. All right, so we have a word problem here. Everybody put your pencils down. At this point, we're just going to see what mistakes we made and how we feel good about it. There are 3 new seats in each row. What's that important word right there? Each. 3 new seats in each row. In a school auditorium, there are 15 rows in the auditorium. Each new seat costs $74. Here's the actual question that we have to answer. What is the cost for the new seats? Explain how you found your answer. Well, first thing we need to do is find out how many seats we have all together. Raise your hand if you can tell me how to find out how many seats were in the auditorium all together. Lainey? 15 times 3. When I do 15 times 3, what do I get? How many got that there were 45 seats in the auditorium? Sean, what did you get? How many seats did you get? No, that was the first step. You should have gotten there. Did you do 15 times 3? Yeah, what'd you get? 45. Okay, so we all agree that there's 45 seats in the auditorium. So even if you're still working, I want you to put your pencil down and listen and look up here. Okay, so we have 45 seats, but how much does each seat cost, Matilda? $74. So now I've got to take 45 and I'm going to multiply it by what? Now, there are all kinds of ways that I can do that. I'm going to choose regrouping, but then I'm also going to show you how to do it if you've broken apart with the distributed property in the box method. Do this with me. Nathan, are you doing this with me? I want you to get your pencil down, please, and look up here. So we start out with 45 times 74. What do we do first if I'm going to do regrouping, Emily?
You're going to first times your 5 and your 4, and that equals 20. So you're going to put down your 0 and carry your 2. And next you're going to do 4 times 4, and that equals 16. 16 plus 2 equals 18. You're going to put that down.
And that's my first partial product. Not only did you describe that, I felt the confidence in your voice. So keep us going. What's the very first step in step 2? It's the step people forget. It's the step that throws us all off, but it's the easiest. I love the way you are raising your hand and waiting to be called on. What do we do, Tyler? I'll put a 0 here for my place value because I'm not really multiplying by 7. What am I multiplying? 70. So, let me see. Addie, I've already placed my 0. What's the first thing I do? 5 times 7. What is 5 times 7? 35. So I'll put down my, and carry my, then I do 4 times 7 is 28, and I add 3 to it, and that makes 31. Now my second product, partial product, is 3,150. What is the third step of my problem, Brennan? I've done my first step. I've done my second step. I have 2 partial products. What do I do with these, Brennan? I add them together. So class, we're going to do this one together. 0 plus 0 is
0.
8 plus 5 is, put down your
3, carry your 1.
1 plus 1 plus 1 is,
3.
and 3 plus nothing is. So what's my answer?
3,330.
So do I just come up in the box and write 3,330, I'm a genius, and move on to the next one?
No.
Oh, Cadence, what else should I do? I should remember that. Word problems need word answers. So I look at this last part and it says, what is the cost? So I can just leave off those question words, just like I do in reading. And I can put the cost for, see, I'm not even having to think, I'm having to copy here. The cost for the new seats is 3,330 what? Is it 3,330 donuts? Dollars, and my dollar sign always goes in the front. And what do I have at the end of every sentence?
A period.
Some kind of punctuation. So now I went from showing my work, remembering that word problems need word answers, so I just took myself to proficient level, not by using my brain anymore, but by not being lazy, right? How many of you got 3,330 with your group? Who is willing to say that they made a silly mistake, and let's see if anybody else made it? Great. What was your silly mistake?
I don't know how, but I guess I did 74 on top and 45 on the bottom.
You should get the same thing.
Well, I didn't.
Did you multiply incorrectly or add incorrectly?
I think I multiplied wrong. I think I did 4 times 7 and 5 times 4.
Oh, so, okay, but let's just say you went ahead and put 74 times 45. Is that what you did? And that's fine. Does it matter which order we put our factors in? Factor times factor equal product. It doesn't matter what order our factors are in. All right, so Greg, tell me when I quit getting the same answer as you, okay? You set it up like this. Did you say 4 times 5 is 20? Put down your 0, carry your 2? Okay, so did you try to start out over here?
No, I did 4 times 5 and then I put down a 0, but I forgot to carry my 2 and I put my 20 already.
Oh, so you just put 20?
Yeah.
All right, did you stop there or did you go on and do 7 times 5?
I did 4. I really don't know how I messed up. I know I messed up, but
Okay.
I don't get what I was doing.
All right, star that problem, and during Sparkle today, you and I will do that one together, okay? Make sure you got a star on it. Okay, class.
Yes.
Give me a sign for how you feel about tomorrow's common assessment. If it looked almost exactly like the review. Do you think, get it, get it, get it? Do you think, Miss Dotson, I need to see you during Sparkle. Meet me this afternoon. Or, oh my goodness, that can't be tomorrow. Show me where you feel. Awesome. When we have Sparkle, I want you to go ahead right now and put these 3 papers in your folder with your morning work. When we have Sparkle, we're going to revisit this, okay? Good job today, guys.
Viral